Salve. Let's play some Total War Rome Remastered. And we're back. I just ended the previous turn because we've done pretty much everything there is to do, and let's see what the Carthaginians decide to do. Specifically where they want to put that large army of theirs. That's my biggest concern right now. I still haven't taken their starting settlement, quote-unquote. Meanwhile, I've expanded all the way down here. Quite the thing, I would say.
On my way. Yes, master.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, this is going to be a problem. I didn't see these guys. They're building up an army, like the Carthaginians are building up a proper, serious army. And I reckon I need to stop them from getting any further ahead. The question is how to do that. I think that... Really? I didn't take that fight. Okay. Well, at least we have Syracuse, which is public order. At least here is fine. I'm gonna disembark some extra troops for the campaign here. We should be able to take over Sicily with just the one. Well, it's not even one legion, just like half a legion, basically. Maybe I can even get a peace deal from trade rights. But maybe I can get a peace deal from these guys. Argos. Pella? You own Pella? Really? They would give me this Argos Oresticon. And the peace deal. They would also give me Corsaira. Okay. This is Corsaira. Okay, you know what? Give it to me.
Quick. Our patience is limited.
Corsaira, I'll give you ceasefire, trade rights, map information. You give me Corsaira, and that's about it.
Very well.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take this, no problem. Just disband the peasants. Need them, and one more unit of town watch down here. This is just going to be extra income. That's 1,220... sorry, that's 1,254 income per turn. I will demolish the shrine to Aphrodite. These. Okay, yeah, just give me a shrine to Saturn there, and I'll let you build whatever you want afterwards. Yeah, it's under military jurisdiction for at least the first turn, right? Makes sense? Makes sense. Good. Yes, yes. And then we can get out of here. The reason I want to do this is because this is an island. And as you can see, which I just probably should have done in a different way, you can go from here to Brundisium following these islands. You don't need a ship to ferry you between the islands. But you can't go from here to over here. At least not yet. Yeah, maybe in a different version of the mod at some point, but for now, that's sort of the way the terrain works. And having this island in the middle of nowhere is not really going to be the be-all, end-all for anyone. But it's a tiny bit of extra income. It's a tiny bit of extra income that I want. And I'm getting it for free. So, yeah, I mean, you can see it reflected over here. It's good. It's very good. And besides, the Brudii are going to take over Tarsus soon, and they're probably going to invade all of this. And they're actually from what I've noticed in the last few sort of test runs that I've done, the Brutii are the fastest of the Roman factions. They expand into Greece very quickly and make it all the way to Byzantium over here. So, yeah. That's quite something. Taurus, probably, hopefully they're going to attack it soon. If not, I'm going to be stuck with that mission for a while longer, which isn't necessarily the worst thing ever. But I'm just hoping these guys can't get here and attack me, and I think they can't because of the river there. So, yeah. Generally, pretty happy with that. The Brutii?
We request your help.
Attack faction Taurus, and in exchange they'll give us 2,230 denarii. I accept.
Our thanks.
I accept because here's the thing. When playing on hard difficulty, the AI is ruthless. The only allies you are ever going to have are the Julii and the Brutii, playing as the Scipii. That is until the Roman Civil War, but until then, they literally cannot declare war on you. Hard scripted, right? It's impossible for it to happen. Everyone else, though, they will betray you next turn. Like, you're gonna get an alliance with them this turn, they're gonna backstab you next turn. There is absolutely no solid alliance in this game, if that makes any sense, right? There is nothing you can do to keep an alliance from breaking. It doesn't matter what they think of you, the relations don't matter, nothing matters. It's all just completely... I mean, I don't want to call it arbitrary because it's not the right word, but alliances are completely and utterly meaningless in this game. I think it's a meme from, like, remind me, I'll forget. Come on, brain, work. Penguins from Madagascar, I think. I know, very appropriate given the Roman thematics would dealing with right now, but I think from there is like one of the characters says, why am I, whatever the other character's name is, my friend, an ally is just an enemy who hasn't attacked you yet, and that's exactly what they are in Rome Remastered. There is no diplomacy whatsoever. It's total war, right? So some people like that. I understand the appeal. I'm not against it, but at the same time, I feel like it limits some of the things you could do were it not the case. But anyways, this is my first time actually in this mod. Yeah, believe it or not, first time in this mod actually taking a look at the Italian spearmen. Okay, they look exactly like I thought they would. No joke. Same shield as the Hastati, or at least pretty much the same shield. Light armor and spears. Right, well, then we have our first auxilia in the army. Grab the rams. One there, one there, one there. Get the archers. You guys might as well, right? And then get the rest of the infantry like so. Alright, lovely. You guys are just going to be the reserve force. You're going to be the Triarii from the previous episode that just stay there and don't do anything. I understand doing that sometimes in the game, though, because retraining units is very difficult, and you don't want to waste them on fights where they don't need to be used, right? That's just because retraining units is very difficult, and
The enemy have brought more men to the fight.
if I lose, like, 3 of them, I'm going to be annoyed. It's not going to impact their combat performance, I'm just going to be annoyed by the number not being rounded up to what it should be, right? That's an OCD problem, not a military logistics problem. I suppose it is, technically speaking, a logistics problem because I can't retrain them, but you get what I mean. Alright, shoot at the round shield cavalry, shoot at the militia cavalry, and you, I guess, just try not to die all that quickly.
Now they must batter a way through.
Okay, we're doing solid damage.
Now they must batter
We're doing not so much damage to the round shield cavalry unless they start looking more. Jesus. Okay, very controversial opinion. Skirmishers like velites, peltasts, everything along those lines are completely useless. Like, I would much rather replace this unit with another unit of Hastati, and I think my army would be much more effective. I'm not going to do it because of role-playing and because, you know, I like having skirmishers and etc., but from a perspective of what the hell is this? Oh, it's the reinforcing army. Right, okay. Well, turns out the Italian spearmen might actually come into play. Who knew? And you can go down there. You move into position to repel the enemy cavalry. Right. Charge them with the Italian spearmen, charge them with the generals. Charge them with the infantry as well. Really, generally just charge them with everything. Okay, well, you screwed up. No, too late. No time to retreat now. It's over. Oh, yes. Generally, you want to leave space for the enemy to retreat so they don't end up fighting to the death. I don't want them to retreat. Not in this particular instance. Hell no.
They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits.
I want to kill as many of the Numidians as I can. Context. Not the people, just the... Are they Numidian cavalry or are they militia cavalry? They're militia cavalry. Never mind, I'm just being an arsehole, apparently, to the Numidians. No, I don't want to kill the Numidians. I want to kill the militia cavalry. The reason I'm saying Numidians is in most of, well, in vanilla and most other mods, they start off with Numidian cavalry here. Or they'll recruit Numidian cavalry as a mercenary unit. So that's sort of, my brain's sort of defaulting to that, I guess. Here's what's happening. Okay, why don't you continue busting down the gate? Can you throw? No. Okay. I had several questions there. Don't shoot at our own guys. Generally not a great idea. No reason to do that. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get a few kills, but no real reason to do that. Also, I need to remind you, I've never actually told you to do that. It's very fascinating that that's what you've decided to do. It really is. Okay.
Our soldiers are at the walls.
I mean, look at how many people the Roman archers killed. Granted, they're a tier above the velites, but they're actually able to use ranged attacks. It's like they're actually able to do some damage, and much more importantly, they're able, if left alone in ideal circumstances like this, they're able to do their weight in damage. So they're going to take out another enemy unit, whether it be cavalry, whether it be infantry, doesn't matter. They're going to do a substantial amount of damage. They're going to do their balance of power cost in damage, bare minimum. right? Unless they get charged from the rear and, you know, whatever, outmaneuvered, etc., etc. Yeah, fair enough. There's situations where they're not going to do that, and I know that these guys are a lot better at melee and charge and stuff like that, and they have better shields and stuff than the archers, but when it comes down to it, they're just not as good as the Hastati. Their cost is roughly the same, sometimes even more expensive than your Peltas, for example, or sometimes even more expensive than your generic infantry unit. They can't outperform the infantry, they can't use their ranged weapons to do anything good. So half the time I'm just wondering, why the hell are they in my army, right? It's not just a question of, oh, you need to have the appropriate quality of troops for them to be actually any good.
Our soldiers have done well this day.
I had all kinds of quality of troops when it comes to skirmishers, right? I've had ones with great upgrades and great veterancy, and I've used those in a recent campaign that I've played with the Ptolemies, I already mentioned. I feel like I'm making it sound like I had like 60 different campaigns. Now I have one with the Ptolemid Dynasty, and I played one with the Macedonians like a year ago almost, when this mod was initially released. Back then the mod had a campaign mode for the founding of Rome, where Rome was one faction. It was pretty fun. It got removed though due to it was in beta. It was just testing, and honestly, the Roman and the Macedonian campaign worked really well. I wouldn't have removed it personally, but the mod author chose to remove it because it wasn't good enough yet, at least in his modest opinion. And now what? Don't worry about the development of this mod is a little bit complicated now, but regardless of the fact, we persevere and move on, yes? I probably should have sent the Italian spearmen forward, come to think of it, because we're fighting cavalry. We're also going to be fighting a lot of town militia, and town militia is... how do I put this? Is not very good. Here, quality-wise, we should be able to just... yeah, they broke upon contact. We should be able to just completely just overrun everything in the town square. Matter of fact, I trust my men so much that I'm just going to run them into the town centre. This should be able to get them a few more kills than if I give the attack order, because I think there's a slightly more efficient way of chasing them down. An interesting formation, to say the absolute least. And I think from here on out we can... don't run away from them, just you know, keep stabbing, yes. There we go.
Great! All Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours!
Lovely. Not much to comment or say there at the end. It's just a mass wave tactic to overrun the defenders. But the archers, actually I didn't show you how much damage the archers did. I could have checked that in the stats later. But yeah, it's just, I feel like the peltasts are useless. In every army, more or less.
This land is Roman.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me that feels like that, or if there's someone else, but... well, whatever the case may be, I am now going to build some more velites after just spending like 15 minutes explaining how they're useless. But look, like I said, I couldn't imagine my army without them. It just makes sense. They're the skirmishing troops, right? That's what they're there for, and you need them just out of a sense of roleplay and stuff more so than anything else. So yeah, Still going to have them around, just I'm also going to trash talk them a little bit, so make of that what you will. Alright, and now we have 14,000 gold, and this is what makes Rome so fun to play as. Any Roman faction, really, be it the Brutii, the Julii, or whatever. Julii maybe slightly less so because of their border wars against the barbarians up here. I'm talking specifically about this mod. It goes for Rome in general, but the map in vanilla Rome is too small for stuff like this to take into effect. Here, you start snowballing very early on and very easily because of your geographical position. So you take over Sicily, it's isolated, there's nobody to attack you. You take over, like, the heel of Italy and all of this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 settlements, if you play your cards right, as the Brutii. And that's 6 settlements that nobody can ever touch, and the only purpose they serve is to recruit troops and give you money. And then it's so easy to snowball and get a large army and start conquering, because there's nothing else to do, right? You're not thinking about defending yourself. Whereas if you take a larger faction, for example, the Egyptians or the Seleucids, good god, the Seleucids, but yeah, let's take the Egyptians, for example. Yeah, you can attack down south because there's no major factions over here, and you can expand this way, but you start off with a war against the Seleucids, and they will send dozens of full-stack armies to attack you in the Middle East. So you need to defend yourselves there. You need to defend yourself there. You have colonies in Greece, like here and here somewhere, I think, and over here. You need to defend those, and they're difficult to defend because they're sort of isolated from your core settlements. And then Cyprus will backstab you eventually, and then these guys over here will backstab you eventually, and so on and so forth. You're constantly running from A to B to defend yourself. You don't really have time to just... You don't really have settlements to just leave to do nothing but gather money. Right? And that's what makes things very interesting, at least in my modest opinion.
Dear friend.
You want an alliance with me? I actually agree with that, but I would like to exchange map information as well.
We see no benefit to us.
Okay, would you like trade and map information then?
A most generous proposal.
You're the one that proposed the alliance to me, and now you're saying an alliance would not benefit you. I mean, it's... Are you okay, buddy? Is all I can ask, but never mind. I guess the answer to that is somewhat obvious from your somewhat schizophrenical diplomatic approach. I guess you took never let them know your next move a bit too literally, maybe, but yeah, who am I to complain? Anyways, I completely forgot about our diplomat in the north. Yeah, I need to grab some more trade deals and stuff with folks up there. Mission destroyed. Town expands. Great. Nothing I can do about it. That's all the AI's, what should I call it? Jurisdiction, I guess. I have nothing to do with any of that. However, I do have... well, for one, I need to make another unit. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. So I need to make another town watch unit, and then... Did you really not repair this? Okay, we're repairing this under military jurisdiction for 1 turn, right? And then... Saturn. Saturn? Yeah, Saturn. Good, good. Okay. So... do I move out immediately, or, no, probably not, right? At least now that the spy is so close, I can tell exactly what the enemy army is.
Ready to sail. Prepare to engage.
We can't reach them. Anyways, we're gonna have to fight them because they're gonna land troops somewhere. At least I know the exact composition of the enemy army, so we're dealing with some Balearic slingers, mounted desert skirmishers, regular skirmishers, 4 blocks of infantry, round shield cavalry, 2 generals, more Iberian infantry here, and then war elephants. Well, actually, technically just elephants. They have 10 HP. Okay. Yeah. This is what we would call not ideal, but tell you what. I'm gonna make another unit of Velites. And just chill, I think. Actually,
Fleet ready.
siege the port of Taurus, because to do so I will need a slightly larger navy. Siege the port of Taurus because build. I want some equites, and I'm thinking about what's the best way to deliver them to the Legion. Recruiting them in Capua is an option, but I think it's better to recruit them in Croton, move them to Rhegium to get their upgrades from the Shrine or the Temple of Vulcan. The place doesn't have a blacksmith, does it? No, never mind. But move them to Rhegium to get their upgrades, and then transfer them via boat back to the front lines, because I think having a couple of units like that would be very helpful.
Noble master.
And then obviously everything here is normal and fine. I guess that will adjust the auto-managing thingamablob challenge a little bit to account for the fact that I would very much like to have at least one turn of personally managing a settlement after I've conquered it, just so I can repair all the buildings and actually, you know, bring it to order. Oh, it's the I was like, the Brutii attacked me. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. Yeah, so together with the Brutii navy, we're attacking the Carthaginians, and I'm pretty sure these are the ones that had the army with them. So, yeah. Okay, lovely. Now, obviously, the more I wait, the more difficult that fight against the elephants is going to be, but at the same time, I completely forgot about the diplomat in the north. I'm so sorry. I do that all the time in like, all of my campaigns, pretty much. I completely forget about the diplomats that I've sent off to, like, random missions somewhere, and it's annoying.
The sea is ours.
Hey,
Fleet ready.
get out of there, and get out of there now, I would say. Did they manage to drop off more troops? Yep. Although, to be fair, they did it with a different navy.
Set sail.
So, it's not like I could have stopped that either way. Anyways, I'm going to attack Taurus. 34th with the masses, yeah, don't really care. Who expands, all this is fine, all this is fine, yeah. Okay, so... they brought another army.
Yes, master.
Now what? Well, now I think we leave for this settlement over here.
Forward.
Technically enemy territory? Wow. Or is it technically Enna? I think that's technically Enna.
General. Imperator. Imperator. General. Sir. 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 Sir.
We have a governor of Syracuse, and we can make him like the governor of Sicily once we've conquered it. So he can be the only governor here. I don't have a problem with that.
General.
Yeah. I think definitely that's going to be your job. So, recruit just another unit of Town Watch. Over here, we're going to recruit another unit of Equites. Here we might want to build a few more ships, because apparently naval warfare is going to be important. Though I really doubt there was much I could do to stop the Carthaginians from...
Onward. Imperator. Prepare for battle.
coming over
Besiege
here.
settlements, sir. Besieging
But we will
settlements,
get
sir.
rid of one of their generals, if nothing else, next turn. That is, if they don't react. And if they do, they won't be able to react with the new army that just landed. So, yeah, I'm happy with this.
Orders.
Unfortunately, not the best army composition, but I'd like to be fair, if I had like 2 more equites, I'd be pretty happy with it.
Orders.
Take a fight like that. Okay, let's not forget our diplomat in the north,
Sir.
Greetings.
because
A
I would like
most
to learn
generous
about the world a
proposal.
little bit, and also build up his influence. Skill level. It's
Without delay.
surprisingly important. So I just established a trade with the Nori. I think I've established it with the Venti already. Yeah, I have, so let's just go that way. Okay, next turn, I think, because there's not much else for me to do.
Awaiting your command.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Although I
friend.
wonder, can I move while I'm asking for this? Yes. What was the town that I wanted? It was Consentia, wasn't it? Yeah, I wanted the town of Consentia from them.
We cannot accept this.
Yeah, understandable. Okay. I was hoping they might be willing to sell it to me. It's sort of a small town up in the mountains here. It doesn't do much. But that's exactly what I want. Like a small town in the middle of nowhere that nobody's going to attack and just be a passive source of income for me. That would be ideal. Okay. Spy stays here and we'll just keep going. And just hope the Carthaginians don't do anything. Which they haven't. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Okay. No, they have. They've merged their armies down here.
Sir.
Well, I mean, at this point, I have to fight them, right? No point in sieging this. I have to fight them.
Battle. Lift the siege.
So, let's fight. Boy. I just realized that's probably going to make this episode over an hour long if we're going to fight them here, but what else am I going to do? Like, also realized that there's an army coming from one of my
The
towns up
afterlife will
in
have
Italy, but
many new souls by nightfall. Make sure that yours isn't among them, and all will be well. Battle now awaits us.
indeed it does. And after the battle, probably a long march towards Syracuse to replenish all our troops. Well, mind you, even that's not going to replenish all our troops, because Syracuse has a limited number of recruitment buildings. But anyways, I can show you a relatively alright formation, in my modest opinion. And that relatively alright formation should be something like this. So, infantry, heavy infantry front line like so. Spear infantry on the flanks to protect the skirmishers from getting outflanked, and skirmishers behind them. And that's sort of just our, I guess, starting formation. And then you can put cavalry on either flank.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Alright, let's go. Obviously, gonna have to turn around to deal with the enemies. But let's not run to position, because I want them to do that. I think they're already warmed up. They're going to do a lot of running around now to set up their formations and stuff. Meanwhile, I've done that already, so... Hey, every tiny little advantage we could possibly muster is welcome. And here we go. So, first of all, I see a massive mistake already. You've isolated skirmishers to the right flank, covered by more skirmishers and a unit of militia cavalry, which cannot take a fight to save its life. So, I'm going to charge that right away. On this flank is mounted desert skirmishers. I'm not going to chase that with my general cav. I'm going to rotate my... Actually, something cool you can do, you can hold shift and give them a specific path to follow. I'm going to rotate my general's cav around, and we're going to just fight the enemy skirmishers, missile cav, and stuff like that over on the right flank. While that is happening, I want to identify the elephants. They're keeping them in reserve. I mean, fair enough, what else can I say? But I want to be able to target them as soon as possible, basically. And holding space to reveal stuff behind the foliage and the trees is just the most helpful thing ever. Okay. Now the peeler is going to start doing work. I'm mostly scared of the cavalry breaking through my ranks, but they don't really seem to have much in the way of cavalry that can, punch, so... Yeah, I mean, they really mucked up here. I don't recommend this, ever. You're going to lose more than I am. It's going to be a shock to my unit's morale, but... You're going to lose more than I will. I also managed to break their infantry over here, or their infantry. I also managed to break their cavalry over on the flanks, and distracted their elephants long enough. So, right now, what we're going to do... Their center has completely collapsed, which I haven't noticed. Let's give chase, but not too much, right? I don't want to commit to chasing them around just yet. But I do want to bring my general cavalry this way. My general's bodyguard, rather, this way, to try and cut off as many of the routing forces as possible. Fire arrows on the elephants, obviously. Extra damage and all that good stuff. And then maybe try and sneak in some peeler on them? Who knows?
The enemy general flees.
The enemy general flees? Oh no, it's the
spirit of his army is broken too.
The other one. It's not this one.
The gods be praised. The enemy general is dead. His men know.
Okay, so the elephants decided to start attacking us. This is where I lose the battle because I was too bloody greedy. Do you think you could kill off at least a few before you break? Okay, yeah, we've killed a few.
The enemy general is slain.
Kill the enemy
and
general.
Now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack. The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
I wouldn't say that given how the battle's going across all the front lines, but... You know. Maybe the Velites can actually prove their worth to me and do something. Okay, they're running amok. We've killed most of the enemy elephants, and they can never replenish those. Remember, that was also, historically speaking, Hannibal's problem in his campaign. He ran out of elephants, and there was no way he could replenish them. That was it. They're not exactly easy beasts to bring to Italy. Certainly not in the middle of a war, so... yeah. Okay, that should be it. We've basically caught the enemy army off. There's like a few units that are withdrawing, which is why we haven't won yet. But yeah, there you go. I'm gonna end the battle right there. So, that was amazing. It took like 10 minutes. 2,600 deployed, 300 left. 600 deployed, 100 left from the other army. That was amazing. Genuinely, genuinely, awe-inspiringly amazing. Unfortunately, it's one of 2 battles like that we're going to need to have in order to win. But...
Yes, master.
wait, what?
Moving. Yes, master. Moving. At your service. On my way.
General!
Is that all that's left of them? Because if it is, not gonna lie, I'm gonna be pretty happy about that. Okay, this is coming under military control for a quick second. Actually, it's gonna come under military control for a little bit now. Just make sure everything else is auto-managed apart from this. It is, right? Should have the little computer icon. And it does. Let's just make sure. Yeah, there you go. Alright. This army is going to besiege Croton soon. And as a matter of fact, I do have a problem with that.
Imperator! Aye, Captain.
I'm going to need to bring this army to Croton, aren't I?
Sir!
But I can't really afford that. Can I maybe piece out the...
Be quick.
No.
Our patience is limited.
Obviously not. I wouldn't accept peace from me either, silly as that sounds.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, eventually when Capua finds the mercy to either build a governor's palace or, I don't know, do anything, we'll,
Sir! Prepare for battle! Orders?
we'll, be able to replenish the ships and fix them, but until then, I guess we're kind of stuck. And this was always going to be one of the bigger problems of the campaign. Oh well, next turn. How do I lift the siege at Croton? There's a scary little voice inside of my head that says you don't.
We're under siege!
Croton's not that useful of a settlement. It has some soldiers inside it, which is fun. And alright, and all of those good things, but it's not all that important, unfortunately. Or it, I suppose. Right?
Besieging settlement, sir!
Taking out the Carthaginians from
Besieging
Sicily
settlement, sir!
Your Honor.
should be far more
Is
important.
assured. Spying.
And that's exactly what I'm going to focus on. So, here I think can now be auto-managed. Is Capua building anything? Capua is indeed now building a governor's palace. Fair enough. I suppose that means I should return this navy down here, because it's going to be a while until we get a port in Capua. Yes, one of the largest ports in ancient Rome, Capua, still hasn't built its port. I know, I know.
Without delay.
Like I was saying, part of me thinks that I just don't deal with the
Greetings.
siege.
A most
It's not
generous
that
proposal.
important. And even if it was, I'm just going to retake it eventually. And so, I'm thinking let them besiege this, because I have 4 units in there. They have, like, what? 7? 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. So, if they have 7 units there, it's going to be a while before they can attack. Not necessarily a long while, but a while before they can attack. And if it's going to be a while, might as well use that to my advantage, in a sense. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that's what I'm gonna do. Why aren't we building anything in Rhegium with its... Okay. That's all for next time, though. We're going to be fighting the Siege of Lilybaeum, which is not going to be too difficult, I hope. Lilybaeum has, I've seen it when the spy was round, has all the recruiting facilities that I need to replenish this army, so we're going to siege the settlement, take it over. We're going to take over Panoramas next. That'll solidify our control over Italy, apart from our allies, which we will eventually betray, don't worry. Before they betray us, this is me taking vengeance on the AI for betraying me multiple times. But yeah, and I think we just let Croton fall, and if the Brutii want to get it, okay, I'm not entirely opposed to it. But if not, then if the siege just lasts for a while, after I've taken both of these settlements, I'll use the navy to drop the men off to Rhegium, and then drop the legion off to Rhegium, and then march north towards Croton to secure this place. Okay, I will also... not yet. I will eventually build a governor for Rhegium and for Croton. Do that right now because they're small towns, or they're large towns. They're not cities, right? Yeah, they're large towns, they're not cities. So once they become a city, I will get them a governor. Until then, though, that's been it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed. We'll stay tuned for the rest of the series. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye. Oh, and the reason I'm taking vengeance on the AI particularly is because I tried a couple of days ago to play as Pergamum, because it starts off in a very interesting position. It's the protectorate of the Seleucids. And I thought, well, here's an idea. I'll use the Seleucids as being my protectorates to basically assume that they're not going to backstab me, because I'm not their ally, I'm their protectorate, right? So, like, you know, I figure it's a different level of diplomacy, that they wouldn't attack me for no reason. So I'm going to use that, the fact that I'm pretty sure they're not going to betray me, to expand just this way and, you know, focus on conquest and stuff and be like a loyal vassal to the Seleucids, and then eventually take over, move into Greece and proper and take over all of this stuff. 5 turns in, they attacked me. Yeah, the Seleucids just, I'm their protectorate, they just march in an army and besiege my capital, thus breaking our alliance. They didn't even cancel the protectorate status, they just attacked me. So, yeah, that's what I said. The AI, diplomacy-wise, is brutal, but it also, in that brutality, you lose a lot of the finesse and a lot of, like, cool role-playing and diplomatic options that you might get otherwise, but, yeah, anyways, see you all next time.